so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Now, as you guys know, we are at a historic inventory crisis in our housing market right now. And a primary source of our inventory are new home builders. So it's fair to say that we need new home builders to kind of get out of the situation we're in. However, as you guys probably know, as a result of the supply chain issues, the labor market issues, and the lessons that new home builders learned in 2008, it may appear that new home builders are actually slowing down instead of speeding up. But is that really the reality? Are home builders slowing down? Will we get the inventory that we need? So what we're going to do today, you guys, is we're going to jump in an article from Market Watch that is absolutely bonkers, that actually goes into this very thing. And I'm kind of excited about it because in my eyes, it's actually good news. But we're going to analyze it together. I'm going to share with you my opinions. Now, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an opinion sharer, obviously, but I am a realtor in Houston. I am a loan officer in Texas with a couple decades of experience. And if you guys can, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and as always, comment in my comment section because you guys guide me on what type of videos to make, because I really take a lot of pride and a lot of value from educating you guys, because I'm also a CE certified teacher. So I really enjoy empowering people and helping them. Now, here's the title of the article that we're going to review today. New home construction improves despite high inflation, rising mortgage rates, and the shortage of skilled labor and materials. Everyone should know this by now. We desperately need these new home builders. So we got to kind of analyze, why aren't they even building more? Why aren't they building more than they're building now if it's such an inventory crisis? And the reason is because they're scared, right? Right now, these new home builders have so much wiggle room and so much protection, but that's going to end in 2022 into 2023. Let's continue on with this article right now. U.S. home builders started construction on homes at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of roughly 1.79 million in March, representing a 0.03% increase from the upwardly revised figures from the previous month, the U.S. Census Bureau reported Tuesday. Compared with a March 2021, housing starts were up nearly 4%. That's great news, you guys. Permitting for new homes occurred at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of roughly 1.87 million, up 0.4% from February and 6.7% from a year ago. Economists polled by Market Watch had expected housing starts to occur at a median pace of 1.73 million and building permits to come in at a median pace of 1.82 million. You guys, that is great news because that's going to help our inventory crisis. Now, 1.79 million homes that are currently under construction is a lot of homes. If we had that right now hit the market all at once, immediate crash. We would have such a fast crash, it would make y'all's head spin. But let's not forget that a lot of these new home builders, remember this, they need to sell their houses quickly. They are not set up to hold on to inventory or spec homes. And the longer that they hold on to inventory and the longer that they hold on to spec homes, new home builders have the potential of going out of business or possibly going bankrupt. So it's really important to note that's kind of why they're not building even faster. They have learned not to overbuild. When they overbuild, bad things happen to them. So these are all great signs, you guys. These are all fantastic signs and exactly what you want to hear if you're like me, sitting out waiting to purchase your primary residence. Now let's continue on with this article. Single-family starts and permits declined compared with both the previous month and March of last year. Every region saw declines in these figures between February and March, aside from the Midwest, where new single-family construction rose 7%. Consequently, multifamily housing projects prevented both housing starts and building permits from declining. Permits for construction and housing projects with 5 or more units rose 11% since February and were up nearly 34% from the same time a year ago. Similarly, multifamily starts climbed 7.5% on a monthly basis and 28% from a year ago. The construction backlog continued to grow as the number of housing projects under construction rose 2.3% from the previous month and 24% from a year ago. You guys, so this is great news, but what is really interesting to see what these new home builders are doing, because you guys listen, new home builders are smart. They're not foolish people, okay? They've learned so many lessons. But what's intriguing is the type of property that they've actually shifted to. It has skyrocketed the number of multifamily units. And to me, that actually makes a lot of sense. They can actually build one project that holds a lot of families. So that actually can help our inventory crisis. But what I want you guys to do is comment right now and tell me if you think that is a trend that will continue into the future. So instead of a lot of SFRs where we have a lot of property freedom and a lot of backyard, front yards, that may start ending, and it already has in Southern California. Let me reassure you that. But places like Texas, we have so much land on our houses that actually may stop, right? We may start seeing a lot of houses like townhouses or condos that actually share walls and share space, and there's community space and things like that. But comment below. Let me know if you think that's going to start happening in this future. Now let's continue on with this article right now. Home builders now face some tough decisions. Rising rates are likely to reduce home buyer demand, but the short supply of homes for sales means that competition will likely remain elevated. The undersupply of homes nationally gives builders plenty of runway to work with. But memories of the Great Recession linger, and some builders may be hesitant about overcommitting themselves as the market shifts, like I was saying. Further data on new home construction could also be skewed due to seasonal adjustments complicating our view of the housing market's health. Builders have maintained a faster pace of construction in the winter months throughout the pandemic due to the high demand in the market. The flip side of this pattern is that seasonally adjusted starts will likely recede in the spring since the seasonal ramp up should be smaller than normal. He wrote in a research note, adding that the exact pattern played out last year and could repeat again. So essentially, you guys, building is at historical highs right now. That is a fact. Now, whether it's SFR or multifamilies, regardless, the builders are building. But like I've been saying, because of all the memories of the Great Recession of 2008, which essentially put a lot of new home builders out of business because they overbuilt. So moving into 2022, new home builders are going to have to take a little bit more risk, and they're going to have to get a little bit more uncomfortable. So the thing is, you guys, they can afford to do that because there's so much wiggle room right now, right? Because the demand is still high and the inventory is so low. So I believe as we go into 2022, you're going to start seeing these new home builders take more risk, do more building. And I believe the end of this year, towards the end of this year, that they will bring back buying incentives. Buying incentives are almost completely gone out of this housing market, which is mind-blowing to me. But I'm telling you guys right now, we're going to start seeing that once again this year in 2022. Now let's continue on with the article. The shortage of skilled labor, materials, and lots are present headwinds to increasing the pace of new construction. According to the February housing starts report, the number of single-family homes authorized but not started was nearly 25% higher than 1 year ago because of supply chain disruptions. Even with rising interest rates and ongoing issues surrounding geopolitical stability, supply chain issues, and inflation, the overall lack of inventory over the past year has continued to drive demand for more housing starts as builders continue to try to push inventory to the market. You guys, this is really good news. And I think essentially what I'm reading here is things are just getting back to normal. New home builders want to make money. They don't want to go out of business. So with the supply chain, hopefully going into the future, easing, with the labor market kind of turning, and with inflation being combated and potentially going down, I believe that's going to give these new home builders more protection and more favor to take risks. Because remember, you guys, we definitely need new home builders. So we got to understand though, what's going on in the minds of the new home builders. And essentially right now, I'm not saying they can get away with anything, but they can get away with a lot. They have virtually taken away all incentives to buy. out of the market, and essentially they're not even starting to build houses until they have someone under contract. But again, I think this year they're going to start bringing back incentives because the market is going to start going back to normal. People are going to start having to earn commissions. They're going to start having to negotiate again, and buyers are going to start taking over again. Now, as always, you guys, those are just my opinions, and I truly believe that's going to happen. I've put my money where my mouth is. I've stepped out of the market myself. I'm renting right now. I hate it. But remember, I own real estate, so I'm not just a renter. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with renters, but I believe people need to own. I believe there's a lot of benefits of owning real estate. So I hope you guys can do that. So that's going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys picked up some more data. I hope this helps you in your guys' journey to invest in real estate. And as always, I wish you guys luck out there, and I hope you win.